Hello Marvel Heroes fans, my name is Wilfred and welcome to this channel. If you like this sort of guide, do check out the link at the description of the video, more guides for you to watch. I hope you got a chance to check out my first video for Spider-Man after the biggest update ever. I'm creating this new mini-series for Heroes Design Review and also build ideas. The game changes a lot from patch to patch. It's really hard to say what power is good, what build is good and so on, but we just need to accommodate and do what is the best we can do as of now. Ever since I created the build for Ranged Guy, I've read all your feedback, all your comments as well. I understand some of you are very passionately feel that Spider-Man should be played as a melee, because if you watch the movies, if you read the comic book, melee Spider-Man is really cool. I totally understand where you come from. But and I'm not the kind of person who just like to play ranged for the sake of playing ranged. Like I also clarified that heroes like Iron Man, hero like Thor, hero like Gambit, although their ranged build probably is more superior in this game, I still play their melee just because I can relate better to their melee power and so on. So it's not that I play ranged and nothing else. I play either one, but the fundamental is that it has to be playable. I have to enjoy the way that the fluidity of how the power goes. So unfortunately for pure melee means that without the movement part of it, I don't really feel it. Some of this power doesn't connect for me. But that is only my problem and my personal kind of like preference. If you do enjoy your Spider-Man as a pure melee without movement, with all due respect, I'm happy for you. All right. Now this video is for the movement, quasi-movement build. Now I try to build him as a full movement. It didn't quite work out because things just doesn't connect. So this is more like a hybrid between the movement and the non-movement, but it's very melee specific. My only sort of like feedback is that I feel that he's probably a little bit fragile as a Spider-Man compared to before, which was a lot more durable as a melee. That's number one thing that I've observed. I don't know what they've done to their dodge and whatnot, but it just doesn't feel that durable as a melee. I feel a lot more comfortable playing the range in the harder content like the Times Square or the Dimension Collide right now. But the melee is just a little bit hard. And also I feel that his movement spender, the one that is the web wrecking ball, that could have been, this power should have been the main spender for Spider-Man, movement Spider-Man. But the issue I have with this is that, first of all, if you play the Canadian Devil for Deadpool, it's a lot easier to trigger this power. This power is very clunky on Spider-Man right now as of now. It doesn't get triggered, it doesn't move as smooth. If you play Deadpool, Canadian Spider-Man, you probably know what I mean. This power is just nothing like the Canadian Devil, which is kind of bad because Canadian Devil is the movement version of the Deadpool that I enjoy a lot. Probably my main build really for Deadpool. So again, I'm nothing against the movement. It's just it comes down to execution of the power, whether I can connect, I like it or not. So that's one reason why I also don't really enjoy that. And the other thing is that with all this movement animation, I find that I don't really have a lot of opportunity to do main spender. Even if I want to do this one, I can't, because all these things here, all this so-called movement and so on, takes up a lot of my animation window. So it's something I also can't quite work with the Spider-Man, but I do come up with a build that I feel it should be rather fun to play, and I've got a clip to show you the Cosmic Curse later on just very nice. You just do a out, in, assault kind of rotation, or rather out, in, assault, spender, assault rotation, which is very much like, what am I talking about? It's a web, then out is the one that come out there, in, they go back in, then you have the assault, and you have another assault. That's it. You have two assault. And after that, all this cooldown come out very nicely and just keep getting a rotation with very minimal kind of main spender as well. All right. So next bit of the video is more on the trait and talent design of it. So onto the power and trait and talent. Just a quick recap. He's a fighting and strength hero. He has something called the webbing, which I think that for a ranged build is a lot more demanding. For a movement build though, you don't really need so many webbings, so you can afford to trade off some of this like infinity system decision that you have made. For the ranged build, you probably would not need that much, like, you know, the kind of pool size of the weapon, nor the kind of like a reduction that you require if you were to play the, say, ranged build. Right? So some tips for you. He's a dodge defense hero, but I do find that even with the 8% kicked in as a melee power, it just doesn't feel that durable. Right? Intuitively, if you want to build him as a movement, you probably would like to take everything here on the so-called the main, you know, sort of like the talent side of it, because all these have a melee, the movement flavor to it. The reason why I don't take this one is actually very intuitive. You know, when you use a movement power, you gain a bit more dodge, and also you buff the movement power. So, but I still prefer to actually buff the melee power in general, because, you know, movement 10% versus melee 10%. I still prefer to transfer some of this 5% into the damage over time. Why? Because even when I'm not hitting the target, when I'm using the animation and so on, I know that there's some damage over time taking over all the enemies that are being attacked by melee power. So that is kind of neat. And also I found that you know, my main spender is a little bit lacking, and I feel that I should also, you know, sort of like buff it a little bit with the melee kind of power, because I'm not using the, as you can see later on, I'm not using the web wrecking ball for reason that I've already mentioned in the first segment of the video. But the rest of it is really about the you know, kind of it's about all the movement here. If you use a slam and a web or the evasive, then your cooldown of leaving assault being reduced by 2 seconds and so on. So this sort of thing, you know, it will work into your rotation. As you can see later, it's kind of nice. You just do a web, you go out, go in, get assault, you know, kind of thing. So it kind of facilitates the whole kind of rotation for the movement. And then after that, you add more charges to your evasive web link, and as well as the spider slam as well. And after that, your agile attack, whatever, again the following effect. So it gives you more charges for your kind of web thing. So I use it I use agile attack though to move, because it looks better. It doesn't really matter anyway. Distance, you can't control distance like before. You cannot say I want to jump just here, you know, just here. It will just jump all the way out. So that's also one of the reasons why I do not like to play the pure melee without the movement. All right, nothing against it, as I said. And the other thing is that whether I want my amazing smash to deal more damage up front, or the you know, increase dodge and so on. I mean, you can actually either two of them kind of fine. I don't like the one push everything away, so just don't pick this one. But the other two is fine. I just want to realize the whole damage, you know, by signature up front. For this very much movement kind of build, something new, I tried something new. As for the power wise, now I make some really odd choices. I would like to at least highlight why I'm making certain odd choices, just in case you wonder why this guy is doing something that's weird and different. As a movement hero, I think evasive webbling and the and spider slam is working hand in hand. Like I showed you before, you just go out, come back in kind of thing, you know. So out in. They can do it quite a lot of time, like, you know, kind of thing. So just notice the distance, though sometimes you may miss the target. Then another movement here is the leaping assault, which is the another movement as well. Leaping assault is nice. I mean, you can go into a specific location. So these are the three movements that I use. I probably would not want to go into a detail like what other movement I'm not using, because at the end of the day, I can't squeeze out every movement in just for the sake of a movement hero. I would like my build to be fun and effective as well, not just movement for the sake of movement, like I always say. So what else have I put in here? Now, signature go without saying, you have to have that, and that's movement as well, by the way. Web spray is the one that it gives me kind of nice filler. It gives you the vulnerability debuff for the enemy, so that is fine. I use it for that debuff purposes. The other thing that I would like to recommend is the Ironet Assault, because it's a very nice, like you know, nowadays all heroes have this sort of things here. You know, this is not new. All heroes have some sort of invulnerable, power in your rotation to mitigate damage, and I find it as a utility. It's rather nice as well because you can do a web out in assault, then main spender assault, then after that you can repeat the whole thing again, and it's just rather nice, the whole rotation. Main spender wise, I use the spider brawl because I said before I can't really make this web wrecking ball work, and it becomes very clunky because it only hit a couple of times, that's it, and the whole animation when you start to have the wrecking ball, it's just taking too long. So I rather have this one instead as a basic, and it looks great as well. Alright, so now I hope that gives you some idea on what you can do with Spider-Man, at least in a more melee kind of like a style, a lot of jumping around, moving around, which I think is just about right, playing Spider-Man. Alright, so next bit is on the Cosmic Terminal. Spider-Man Cosmic Curse with the Quansi movement build, melee as well. I know some of you have been asking me for melee. So let me just go in, and what you can see here is the web. Then I can go out, can go in, then one assault, two assault, and that's about it. After that, I'll go in and do my signature. Right, so out, in, assault, assault, and then do a web in, then let me do a out, in. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, it's melee is a little bit more scarier than the range. If you recall, the range build was a little bit more like saver kind of thing. The signature, and that's it. Right. So now why am I saying out and in all the time? But that's how I usually count all this rotation. Is that out is the one that do evasive, so you're out, and in is the one that go back in the slam. Then you have assault, which is a leaping assault. Then you have the ironic assault, so two assault there. The web is mainly to give a debuff, and that's it. Out, in, assault, assault, out. Okay, done. Okay, web here, web there. You know what? Let me do a signature. Done. Ooh, out, in, assault, and done. Okay, so continue. Out, in, assault, assault, web, out, in, assault, assault. Then meanwhile, let's just mix a little bit with the main spender. You don't really do a lot of main spender about this build. Then assault. Oops, don't need to. Okay, so there's a lot more here. So out, in, assault, assault, yeah, out, in, that's it. Web, out, in, assault, assault. Well, I don't need the other assault as well. Sometimes it's very hard to know whether I need or not, because at that very moment, yeah. So that's done, and let's do a signature here. Bam, right, done. A little bit of alertness here is important. Okay, web, out, in, assault, assault, out, in, web, assault, then main spender, assault, out, in, assault, main spender, assault, web, out, in, signature, oh, in, that's it. Right, so that's in essence what needs to be done. Then after that I head to the lieutenant over here. Let's just clear off this thing here first. Okay. Oh, this one needs to be dispatched quite fast, because it tends to summon quite a lot of things here. Out, in, assault, assault. Yeah, I mean I think the range is more. It probably is easier to play. Sometimes with all this, like even like mouse like where the mouse is kind of thing, it's kind of easy for you to make a mistake on where you should land and so on. This is a second assault. Okay, so you have out, in, assault, and main spender, assault, web, get out, out, in, assault, assault. Alright, done. Yeah? Got the idea? Out, in, assault, assault. So you just need to keep talking about this, because otherwise you kind of lose the whole rhythm to it, and it's rather not nice. Right, I'm going to pop an ultimate here, if that's fine with you. So web, okay, out in assault, and then do a signature ultimate, quite a fair bit, and the web. Okay, so web out in, bless you. Yeah, my wife is just like she likes to sneeze when I'm making video. Out in, okay, assault main spender, assault out in. Okay, assault, signature, web. That's it. Yeah. So I hope you get the idea of what needs to be done for Spider-Man. I think out of all his melee build, this is rather playable. Not entirely liking it in the sense that there could be a lot other improvement. Like I said before at the beginning of the video, I think they are just a little bit clunky to play. Just keep it real here. If it's good, I usually say it's good. But when there's something not quite right, it's always good for improvement and suggestions and so on. Do let me know in the comment box below if you like your Spider-Man, what kind of build you like him to be as melee or Quansi movement or whatnot. And I'm always keen to hear your thoughts. Do check out the link at the description of the video there. A lot more guys for you to watch. Bye.